You heard him from before. He is spawning in the 5 o'clock position. He is the Red Terran Redemption. And the Protoss Menace on the 1 o'clock position. Winning the last 2 games for Solarity Gaming, he is Proza. This is going to be a pretty tough map for the Protoss player. Proza going to have to keep his wits about him. Redemption definitely going to have a lot of opportunity to drop around. Capitalize of that large surface area across the main base. We'll see if he does anything beforehand to maybe throw off Proza. For now, looks like everything's standard. Gonna war in, put a barracks in front, most likely going to Reaper expand. And likewise, Proza gonna play this fairly safe. So guys, do throw some tweets around. Predict the final score. I think there's some seed bets going on as well. So if that's your kind of thing, then feel free to put some money on, put some wagers on. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy this lovely PvT between my good colleague and our fellow Proza, who looks like he's going to expand after his gateway. I'm going to try and make sure nothing fishy is coming. And he actually guessed correctly. He's going to get into the Terran base, identify that it's going to be a Reaper expand. A gas after barracks, very standard for most Terrans these days. Redemption going to send out SCV to follow this up, follow up his Reaper scout. Gonna cross paths with the probe actually. Might give him an idea of where he is. In fact, he will. Let's see if he adjusts his course. Should let him know he needs to go to the top right. Looks like he's still gonna check the bottom just for now. Didn't quite catch the direction of the probe. That's okay. The Reaper can just go the other way. In fact, he might use this to advantage. Maybe even hide the SCV and build another base or something. We don't know. We'll see if he does something that tricky. Meanwhile, the Reaper does come out in terms of. Actually, let's see what this probe is doing. This probe is still trying to hide, not necessarily just from the Reaper. Maybe trying to hide some tech actually. He's only on 1 gas right now, so I don't think he has enough to afford anything other than maybe a Twilight Council if he's really desperate. Maybe he's just going for like a secondary scout. In the meantime, the Reaper does hop down the ledge, gonna go in and check the Protoss for the first time. He's gonna see nothing other than a single gas being taken and an expansion. And let's see if this probe actually does anything. The option is there for him to do something else. In the meantime, Redemption does find a probe, the one that was going down to put a Nexus. Doesn't deny the Nexus, but at least guns down the probe. Get some damage done. And it looks like Proza was just interested in getting a secondary scout. Couldn't really afford the tech, makes sense. Just want to make sure there's a command center behind this and not like a very fast factory play. But actually, okay, no, he's just gonna sneak around. Sees the command center, gonna try and tickle that probe. Says, "You are not qualified to build here. I am the Union." The one-man probe Union. Gonna be forced to bring that Reaper back, maybe to defend his probe, to SCV. Oh no, just sends another SV over. His buddies came over with the Marines. Never bully a guy, never mess around with a guy who has a gun. Reaper gonna come in, identifies a stalker, doesn't go far enough to check the tech structure. Might just suicide it in about a minute or so just to double check and make sure there's no DTs or like a very fast blink going coming down. But the probe does manage to escape. Wasn't hunted down by the Reaper. So the option to proxy something like a tech or like a pylon is still there. In fact, it looks like he's interested in doing something crazy here. For now, just staying on 2 gases. Scan does go down to see the Robotech. Good scan. Means he can save the Reaper. Doesn't really need to sacrifice it just yet. Reaper can therefore go on a hunting trip. Maybe catch that probe on the outside. And we will see what the Protoss choose to do with this Robotech. Judging by the amount of gas saved up, it's most likely going to be observers into a fast Colossus bay. But will he go into a fast 2-base Colossus build? And no, it looks like it's a 3rd. Okay. The Reaper in the meantime. Ooh, actually Twilight Council goes down. Okay, this is interesting. 3-base Twilight Council. So this is going to be a very heavy. This is going to be a very heavy gateway all in. He's going to have 3 bases, but this is a deceptive 3 bases, most likely. Still no gases taken on a natural, so he's going to have a lot of minerals for his gateways. Might follow this up with a heavy stock of Zealot Iron. Redemption on the other hand, going to move out. A small expedition for some Marines. Gets spotted by the Observer. Will not kill the Mothership Core. But at the very least, we'll camp this area. Maybe even check the 3rd base if he's really diligent. Especially after he's watered by the photon overcharge, which gets put down now. One Marine gets blown to dust. Second one gets scared. And looks like he's not going to check the 3rd base. How very interesting. This is such a fast 3rd base that it's almost unorthodox, so it's completely reasonable that Redemption doesn't expect this. But yeah, we're going to see a very heavy gateway follow-up with some Immortals as support. Blink goes down already. Very heavy pro count. Only 4 gases being taken out now. This 3rd base isn't really saturated. Was probably hoping that it gets scouted by something so that might force a move out later on. But I guess for now he can just capitalize on the fact that it wasn't scouted and just get more probes here. And follow up with a 3 base high econ Blink Iron. But for now, pros are still staying on 3 gates. Minimum production for his economy. Could probably afford a lot more. And Redemption, a little scared, a little tilted maybe. Gonna get his +1 upgrades. Gonna wait for his medevacs to come out before he does anything too crazy. And a Robo Bay comes out. Okay, so it doesn't look like he's gonna do anything too aggressive. Does identify that his 3rd base gets spotted now, so maybe the Robotech was a bad choice. I mean, he only has 3 gateways right now. He can't really defend an army with Stim and medevacs. I could have sworn he was gonna throw down way more gateways and just trying to overrun him with Blink Stalkers. But so far, only staying on 3 gates and trying to get Colossus out. Redemption still not gonna try and capitalize on the fact that he has a superior composition. Maybe just waiting for a few more units to regroup. And here comes the medevacs. Yeah, this army should cancel the 3rd base. There's no way Proza saves this base right now. A further overcharge may buy some time, but if his army stays locked up in his 3rd base, then Redemption can simply go for the natural. And the Observer sees this as well. He knows that he can't fight his army directly. So we'll see though. Only 3 gateways to his name right now. The 4th and 5th are still in production. Not going to have just enough yet. Baits him outside of the photon overcharge for now. Forces a big stim, but doesn't actually go in. Huh. So, very interesting. This actually mind game actually works against him. Looks like he's gonna, oh maybe he's gonna go for a doom drop. Yeah, he is. Gonna go straight for the main base now. His army is completely out of position. The Observer didn't catch where this army was going. All he knows is that it didn't go home, so he knows it's somewhere on the map right now. But nothing can see this right now. In fact, his entire tech structure is here. He might lose his entire main base. Looks like Proza's instinct does get the better hold of him. He's going to move in to try and intercept. Sees a Marine, going to kill the Marine. But still moving back to his 3rd base. Still very protected of this 3rd base. But that is not the target right now. In fact, 3 Marauders like feign the fact that he's here. He's going to try and recall to his main base, but that's too late already. The units do get dropped, and these units are actually stronger than the units here. The Colossus wasn't actually recalled in. A good funnel here. That's going to bait some of the Marines to not fire. But all this tech structure is going to go down. And Redemption is going to actually get himself in a terrific lead. He's going to recall. He's going to pick up and run away. Actually loses a medevac that was full of units right now. Good targeting by Proza actually. Gets it just as it leaves. That was actually a good opportunity to attack the 3rd base. Haven't seen a recall. But Redemption definitely getting himself a pretty good lead right now. Units lost right now. 15 workers killed by Redemption. Putting himself severely ahead of the Protoss. At least in terms of units lost. Still needs to do something about this 3rd base though. Cannot let this go up forever. He is up ahead in supply right now. And going to be tied up in upgrades. So opportunity to do some sort of a timing will work if you choose to do so, especially against the natural base, where it's so far open. We have 6 Vikings, a huge Bioforce, and SCV is coming on the line. He's going to do it all in. Here comes the SCV Oyen. He senses blood, did a lot of damage early on, sees how greedy Proza was being, and having crippled him early on in terms of production, he will be able to go for it. I don't think he goes for the 3rd base. He should go for the main base directly. A scan comes down to see the position, sees that there's nothing there. And against 3 Colossus, actually how many Vikings does he have? 6 Vikings. It's all going to be about position right now. Force fields are not going to be in position right now, so the SCVs do come in. He needs to move his army a bit more forward. Start a step forward, buddy. Come on. The Vikings get pulled back a little bit. That means the Colossus gets a few more swipes than they should. But so far, all the Vikings do go down, and I think Predator's going to get taken out here. Dropping down below 70 supply right now. The Terran army is on top of the production. Vikings come down to land and escort the army. Going to be able to deny these upgrades if he really wants it, but he should just go into the main base right now. And yeah, GG, well played by Proza. Redemption, taking a point and knocking out one of the ace players of Team Solarity.